Toku Portal podcast for Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger. I am Vashi V, and joining me today is.
Did it decade?
And rye.
So today we're talking about episode 25. So the three knights are doing the ending dance for Ui at her place. And Naoto messes up again.
I
So
I can't have been the only one that hit play and went, what?
I legitimately thought the episode started with. Because usually, when we see these, we sometimes have the commercials and all the additional stuff that they do throughout the episode.
Right.
I literally thought it was like a little behind the scenes clip.
I because I didn't realize that the background was not like the actual one. I thought this was like the ending dance from like the previous episode that somehow got recorded in the capture.
Well, I thought it was that, or it was going to be the. Because every once in a while they do the whole how to video. Like they did it with I know they did it with Ninja. They did the whole here's how you do the ending dance. So I literally thought that's what this was to start with.
and we literally had a video of Shinobi doing this dance and the Lupin Rangers. So Lupat. So yeah, it was confusing. But anyway, yeah, Naoto messes up. They scold him. He kind of snaps and says that Ui should be in the video since it's her channel. He kind of storms off.
He's taking his anger out on her because he can't dance.
Yeah, basically. This is like the 100 something time he's messed up.
And kind of at the same time, I understand Melto's train of thought on that, even though if it is just lashing out at that. I mean, this is her channel. She should be in the videos too.
Directing is just as important.
Right, and it is. It's like it's a minor thing to like point out in like the grand scheme of things. Like, but yeah, it's like it does take a lot to get a successful channel up and running. There's a lot of logistics in the background that a lot of people don't realize it is involved in all of this. So for them to kind of very smallly point out that was a nice touch.
And while a job like that would be more suited for someone like Melto doesn't know what Ui wants in her creative vision. That's why like she has to kind of be the acting director.
Yeah. Um. So he gets depressed. She finds a video online, and it's Crayon singing and dancing with some grunts. Yeah, it's fun. The grunts are pretty good dancers, and Ui is super impressed. Open.
Hey, it's pretty good. And you know what? At face value, there was nothing evil about this. Good on the Druidons for doing. Good on Creon, sorry, for doing something not evil and recreational.
Right, like that. It because to me, Creon's still one of the best characters and one of the most fleshed out characters that the show has so far. So, the fact that Creon's basically Creon found a fucking hobby that Creon is very good at and is willing to put in the hard work for, as we'll get to later. But yeah, it was a nice touch, though. My first initial reaction was, why did she not recognize, hey, look, bad guy?
That, I mean, I didn't get the impression that she didn't recognize Creon. I just got the impression that she wasn't concerned.
That's fair, though. If there were villains that I knew were, in this type of scenario, and that I'd had a run in with, and they've created a monster from me, anytime I see them, I'm calling the people who are kicking its ass.
Yeah, like to be
I
fair,
don't care what it is. I don't care if it in the case of like Gelashito. If I saw Jelashito, I'm calling the fucking Gokaigers. Because
Uh,
I don't care if he's just helping an old lady cross the street or working as a crossing guard. You're a bad guy.
but what if he's someone's pet and that person is feeding him?
That might get a pass, or if he's, setting up to be taken out on Thursday. You
At
know.
this point, there are a lot of Sentai you could call if you find Jelashito.
Yeah, at this point, we can call like 4 of them now.
Oh, when are we doing a podcast for that movie? Seriously.
We
Yeah.
need to, because I have a theory for that.
I'm free on Fridays. We need to pick a time.
Yeah, might work.
Uh,
So Kanalo is walking with Otto. He wants her to return to the ocean soon, but of course she gets offended, takes it personally. The brothers find some people that are frozen staring at their phones. Of course, a Minosaur is behind it. They defeat it, but the people are still frozen, and the Minosaur kind of floats away as data, pretty obvious. And Otto falls victim as well. Then, at the park, Asunako and Tiramigo start watching the video. Milta protects them once the digital Minosaur appears, but Tiramigo's soul gets taken from that face.
this is real interesting. So, like, they're basically watching a cursed video that steals their souls. And, as we see, defeating the Minosaur doesn't solve the issue. Because it still exists. And the answer is really dumb, but I love it.
Oh, the answer is absolutely stupid. But yeah, this is how you make the ring for kids.
Now, I do like... I don't know if this was intentional or not. I like what they do with Melto and Tiramigo here. Because they have a history of Melto treating Tiramigo like a tool and not like a living being. He got his soul stolen right in front of Melto. And Melto failed to protect him.
Right, and given the fact that he was able to save the others, it could be taken by Tiramigo as, well, you just didn't want to save me.
I'm hoping that this is something that, like, sits on Melto's shoulders, like, Tiramigo has a soul. The Kishiryu have souls.
Well, I mean, it would be fair and would be historically accurate to Sentai.
Like, they already know that they have souls because their artillery is like, yeah, these are fragments of the souls of the Kishiryu. But that doesn't seem to, like, stick with Melto in, like, the Kishiryu have souls because he continues to treat Tiramigo like a tool.
Even though we've seen that he enjoys baseball.
And likes to make kids happy.
I'm still confused at how nobody questions a fucking walking dinosaur.
It's friendly!
I get it, it's a robot, but damn!
It's a friendly dinosaur robot. You think
I would have at least asked questions.
You think this is bad? In Power Rangers Beast Morphers, Steel, an actual robot, because he's Jay, walks around and, like, hangs out at the gym with the other Rangers. No one fucking questions it. At all, and the Rangers' identities are supposed to be a secret.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous. Like, that's... Like, I understood it in Go Buster.
Their identities weren't a secret.
Right. Everybody knew who they were, and, it also made for hilariousness with Nick. But, and Jay. But, like, this is just... it's mind-boggling that nobody asked questions to me.
Yep. So Louis' house and come up with a plan. of course, Ui's soul has been taken as well. Her dad asks Melto, Asuna, and Ko not to abandon her
He puts
in
on a
kind of a really
brave.
sad voice.
Yeah, he puts on a bit of a brave face in front of them, but like as soon as they leave the room, like he like takes Ui's hands, like he's like concerned for her. Vashi, did you have anything to
Oh,
say?
my bad. Yeah, like he's the other character that I really really like. It's like because there are those moments where he's shown that deep concern. Because usually he's there for either comedic effect or to chalk up information, and now he's there set. So to have that, you know, more poignant in his character of showing concern for the things that are happening, especially because they're involved with Ui and like his explanation. Though this is not the first time we've had this explanation of she didn't have friends and all this is like it, and to have that drive, Melto specifically, is phenomenal.
Decade. Uh, he might be having mic issues again. Oh,
Yeah, Wi-Fi issues. But I'm back. Okay, so basically, Waisaru is collecting everyone's souls in this big jar. And for once, he doesn't actually have a plan. He just wants to become notorious worldwide and prove he's the greatest entertainer. Yeah.
Fame is a bitch.
at first I thought, this is weird for a villain plan, but this is in line with Weiser's personality. And then we find out later this entire incident was an accident, and it's like, oh, okay. So Weiser is just taking advantage of the situation. That's better.
Like to me, that's the best thing about this plan was the fact that it was a fucking accident. And Weiser is going, I can use this. To hell with taking over. I just want to be famous.
I'll be famous for this music video. And then Kriya's just like, but I'm the one in the video and did all the work.
Also, I have a question about his plan. So the whole thing was for him to become famous worldwide through this. How do you do that if you have everybody's souls?
When you're the only person left in the world, you're the most famous person in the world.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, there's no other option. I'm the only one left. No one can say I'm not famous now.
Creon, that's right. Even though I'm still here.
Yeah. So the brothers and Kanalo track down the Minosaur, and they find Crayon enjoying tea with this human that has a bowl cut and silly glasses. Crayon runs away. The guy is a YouTuber, Aniki. Yeah, nice name. He's actually friends with Crayon, and he's the one who recorded his video. He accidentally drank Crayon slime while they were celebrating video success.
Creon got a little excited and it slipped out.
Thank you for making the joke because I didn't want to.
Yeah. But he isn't being drained of his energy because he doesn't have any minus energy.
The video is super successful. He's getting exactly what he wants.
So the Minosaur isn't growing, but it is able to replicate.
It's still spreading, which sucks.
Opens the video because it's living inside his computer. Um,
Like, real quick, I love the fact of seeing Creon having a life outside of Wiseru and the ever changing generals, which we've had three now.
So I was thinking about this. We've been with Wiseru for long enough now that I'm starting to think that Wiseru is just who we have now, and he's going to be the end game.
I really hope not.
I because I was really down for like the changing generals gimmick, but we've had Wiseru for a long time. I don't think we're getting one else until the final arc.
That'll be disappointing. On a side note, can we have a different look for the standard, nerdy geek otaku?
No.
For the love of God, please. Because he just looks creepy. I'm glad Creon made a friend, but, like, no.
this guy was at least in good shape.
But yeah, to me, that's the best part of it is Creon made a friend and actually found something that he enjoys that doesn't involve a giant fork.
Yeah, so they find Wiseru kind of in the forest, and he has everyone's souls. And yeah, we still change, fight. Of course, he threatens them with video, so they can't look at him. And then, what do you know? The video has been deleted. Crayon just got fed up with the shit. What else happens? Oh yeah, so Tiramigo's free, all the souls are returned, but they still have to defeat the Minosaur inside the internet. How do they do that? Well, Cosmoraptor solves everything.
Goddamn MacGuffin.
Pretty much. It literally shrinks the mech and it goes flying into the lab.
Like,
Which kind of it kind of made me think of something interesting. Like, if we have mini Tiramigo, why couldn't we get a mini version of the mech and just have it fight alongside them? That would be awesome. But I don't think they've.
Maybe the other ones can't shrink for whatever reason.
Maybe.
It's a dumb thing because if one can, all of them should be able to. Because yeah, even that's still jarring every once in a while because you'll see Tiramigo running around with everybody else, and then they'll call Tiramigo, and then he's giant out of nowhere. Like, there's no we've not seen the little Tiramigo to big Tiramigo, or vice versa. It's just he showed up tiny one day.
Also,
actually, I think we did in the Melta Tiramigo episode, and he just like turned giant because he was pissed off. I'm pretty sure that's what we saw.
I have to double check that. That may have happened.
Also, any of the Kishiryu can learn how to talk. Tiramigo is one of the few we've seen that bothered learning how.
Right. Because, I mean, we know Tiramigo did and Demi Volcano did.
And Masarex.
And, well, yeah,
But, like, it's telepathically, so there's some questionability if he can actually talk, but yeah.
Like, and then, the Cosmoraptor thing, while I get it for the episode, is the dumbest thing ever.
It can travel between dimensions. Does that include the internet? Apparently so!
The internet's not a physical place. Like, I could accept it if, like, it was a physical place. But it's not.
Alright, you reached into the afterlife and pulled Ko out of, like, the fucking river Styx or whatever. I can accept that.
I can accept that because throughout history and different mythologies, the afterlife is a different plane of existence. it's a different dimension.
The internet
Unless you follow the Greek, where it's
is a
literally
bunch
just a
of
hole.
wires we dug into the earth.
It's a bunch of ones and zeros.
Speaking of ones and zeros, um, but yeah, so everyone's free. Ui and Otto wake up. Um, yeah, so Malto decides that he will help her make the video. And Ui kind of steps up to the plate and says that she'll dance along with him, since it is her channel. So, uh, yeah. Oh, this ending is great. So yeah, they all get in their pose, ready to dance. And of course, they just look over at Bomba. And she just slowly turns around, like, "Ah, I guess I have to." And then we get the ending.
And then cuts right into the dance during the credits.
Yeah.
Slightly adjusted to actually count for like ooey though as well.
Which I'm glad they did, because that I'm now under the impression that the entire ending is just Ui's video.
Ooey's video, yeah, that's canon. I'm accepting that.
Like, it's to the point where, like, if you look closely at like Banba, he looks like he's just grudgingly there for half of it.
Oh yeah, like when they're like spinning their arms and like bending over and straining up, Bamba is like only going halfway.
Yeah, like he's completely half-assing like the first half of the video, and then he kind of gets more into it as it goes along.
Well, once they start jumping around, he kind of like starts, like actually getting into it.
But to me, that was the best way to go from episode to credits.
Literally seamless.
And we didn't touch on it, but I like the fact that literally the one who, for lack of a better term, defeated the enemy was fucking
Creon. Yeah, just like, foolish video. I guess it's not good enough. Delete. Don't worry, I'll make a better one. Just the backhanded shade he threw into that at Wiseru. Like, this is what you get for talking shit about me.
Right. It's literally that whole I'm fed up with your bullshit. It's fantastic.
No way, like, we can conquer the earth with such a foolish video like this. Gone.
Because, yeah, like, literally, it's like, if not for Creon, they would have never defeated this Minosaur. Because the whole thing was, it was constantly copying itself, so it had to stop that. Only way to stop that, delete the video. Only Creon can do that. Because Creon had the fucking tablet. I still think it's hilarious that he ran off, him and Wiseru ran off together as soon as that was handled. Both of them were like, oh yeah, shit, we gotta go. Yeah, by far this is my favorite episode, if only for that. The fact that Creon defeated the monster.
Alright. Can we talk about the next episode preview?
I'm down.
Go for it.
The Seventh Night. Is that guy Gaisorg?
That's gonna be my guess.
Because, like, this whole time he's saying, oh, Gaisorg is Green and Black's mentor. Obviously, he has to be. But that's not the impression that I got from the next episode preview. But it's still, like, it shows, so this new guy who's from the Ryusoul tribe, but it also shows Gaisorg at one point. So I'm wondering if that's just a coincidence that he shows up.
See, I have a thought to explain the thinking it's his mentor or their mentor, and it still being this guy. Their mentor trained this guy before he trained them, which would give him the same
like expressions,
the same advice, knowledge. Yeah, like he would know them. So that would be a good explanation.
And he does say, so it's you, the ones the masters left the tribe to. Like, when I saw that line, it gave me the impression that this guy was like a reject.
Which would again fit with
Yeah,
him
yeah,
being inside the armor.
and that would make sense with what you said. Like maybe he was Green and Black's mentor's like old apprentice, and he was expelled for some reason.
Because he was focused on power, which we all and no strength. I'm sorry, strength, which we all know from that little 4-week crossover battle. That's all he was obsessed with, or the armor was obsessed with.
Find the strongest host. Hey, here's a Ryusoulger.
The most interesting thing about that theory, though, would be, can he actually take off and put on the armor at will?
So
I think
in
I
that
think
special, most of the users we saw were unwilling.
right. I think that's the key point.
The armor like forced them to like control him. But if someone is willing to use the armor, then it would probably be okay to not be wearing it all the time because they're not getting rid of it, they're just not using it.
So if that's the case, I want to see that henshin. Because I still want it to be a henshin. It just had the armor fly from wherever onto him.
You get like a bunch of like dark knights doing the like circle dance.
While I've made sense of why that happens, I still don't like it.
Nah. I much prefer the transformations where the armor like is fired at their tool and then like spins around them and attaches to their body.
Right, they're quick henshins rather than their roll call henshins. Like, to me, the mid fight ones look better. Also, I do love the fact that in the middle of trying to figure everything out, because we crossed over this earlier at the beginning of the episode, they're running off to follow the Minosaur.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I know where this is going.
Get on a woman.
Because they defeat the Minosaur that was going after a random woman who watched the video, so they could follow it back to like the source. And Kanalo stops to thank the woman for her help. And even Toa is just like, stop hitting on women, we've got a job to do.
Like, because you know, if that had been anybody else, Canelo would have just moved along. But
right.
No, it was a woman of marriageable age, and Canelo has a one-track mind.
In fact, let me check something real quick. Because like, it's so slow. He runs up to her to thank her. All right, and then yeah, okay. He takes her hand, and he gives a nod, but like that nod is the perfect opportunity to take a quick peek at her hand for a ring.
Well, at least he's looking now.
Like I don't. That might not have been intended, but that's what I'm gonna interpret it as.
Because if he's checking now, that about damn time. Because that's what the third. That would have been 3 that he's hit on that were married and or engaged.
At least 2 for sure.
Right, because we have the Shrine Maiden, and then we have
the
one from last episode.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, thanks for joining us tonight, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow for more Kamen Rider 01, and Thursday for more Power Rangers Beast Morphers. Thanks for joining. We'll see you next time.
Yep, it was a fun episode. Thanks for listening.
Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you guys next time.